Good morning everyone, today I'm going to be going over 16 different tips in New Genesis. Now, why 16? It's simply because I thought of 16. I literally just wrote all the things that I thought was useful because a lot of people asked me during my live streams, a lot of people have been asking me these questions in my comment section, and so I just consolidate them all together and I was like, let's make a video. But before we jump into that, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I'd really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, so the very first tip is how to get certain items that Sega will give us. So for example, right now we had the compensation because last week's release was not as smooth as we would all like. There were many bug issues or lag issues, blah blah blah, and so Sega compensated us with giving us 100 star gems. So where exactly do we redeem the star gems? You need to go to systems over here and get campaign items, and it will be here at receive item account. So whenever we get compensated directly from Sega, it will go to receive item account. Whenever we finish a specific campaign and get specific items, it will come here at receive item character. Alright, so just make sure to check this once in a while to see if there are any campaign items that you have not picked up yet. Tip number 2 is how to zoom in and zoom out. I know a lot of people want to zoom out further, and so what you need to do is press escape. You're going to go to systems, you're going to go to control settings, and over here at keybind settings keyboard, you're simply going to scroll down and it's going to be right here under change camera distance, and you can change the hotkey to approach character as well as move away from the character. So for me, I bound it to the plus and minus key next to my number 0 because I don't have a numpad, and we simply click the button and you can zoom all the way in and you can zoom all the way out. Unfortunately, it doesn't zoom really far, like when we're fighting a boss, you know, the camera zooms way out there. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do that. You know, this is the furthest the camera can zoom out at the moment, so that kind of sucks. Now, if you don't like pressing the plus and minus key and you want to use your scroll wheel because, you know, maybe you play a lot of Genshin Impact like me, you can press escape, go to systems over here, and go to control settings and go to mouse. And over here at supplemental controls, the wheel, you can change it from changing palettes to change camera distance. And once that's enabled, you could simply use your scroll wheel to scroll in and scroll out. However, it isn't like a smooth transition like in Genshin. It's kind of by stages, so it's literally the same thing as just pushing the plus or minus button. But, you know, if you want to do that. However, do keep in mind the scroll wheel normally is used to change palette, which is actually really important if you want to change weapons. So you see, if I want to use my sword, and I can switch over to my rifle, and I can switch back to my sword. So the scroll wheel is kind of important. Alright, tip number 3 is one that I had plenty of issues with, and that is when I'm double jumping to get somewhere high and then I accidentally hit the attack button and I slam all the way down. So, you know, maybe I'm trying to get on top of a gigantic or like a really big enemy, trying to get to his weak spot. So I dash, I double jump, and I'm attacking, and I want to jump again, and oh no, I fell all the way back down. So there's a way to disable that drop kick or that drop slam thing. It's very simple. You press escape, we're going to go to systems, we're going to go to options, and right here at diving attack with simultaneous button inputs, we're going to disable that. Once that is disabled, you no longer can drop kick. Even if you're pressing spacebar while auto attacking in the air, you cannot fall down. It literally is impossible. However, if you do want to cast the drop kick attack, what you need to do is you need to go to your sub palette by pressing F5 on the keyboard, and then on an empty slot, you can click on it and diving attack right there. So once you have the diving attack there, you jump into the air, you're gliding, and you press the diving attack, and boom. You can even jump once and do the diving attack, and you can spam the crap out of it. You don't even need to be in the air. You can literally just hold down the button if you want to just keep slamming like this. Kind of reminds me of Super Smash when you get the super hammer and it's like I don't know why it reminds me of that, but it does. Okay, anyway, moving on. The next tip is disabling auto wall jump. So you're going to go to systems over here, go to options, and over here at auto wall kick, you're going to change it from auto to manual. So this means in order to wall kick, you have to physically press spacebar while you're next to a wall in order to wall kick off, instead of it just automatically saying like, oh, you're near a wall, kick. It really messes you up sometimes, especially if you're trying to get to really high places. I really highly recommend putting this on manual. unless you're really used to playing it on auto. I can't play it on auto because my character just yeets herself off the cliff. So I have it disabled. Tip number 5 or 4, I can't count, whatever. The next tip is binding your weapon action. You can see right now that I have my weapon action bound onto my mouse 4. However, by default, it is clicking down mouse wheel, which is really awkward. So what you want to do is you want to press escape, again go to systems, go to control settings, and go to mouse. And over here you can change it. By default, wheel click is going to be action 3. You can exchange that to side button X1 or side button X2 to action 3 instead. And that way you can use your mouse 4 for the side button, which is very useful. However, your weapon palette is really limited. You only have 3 slots in the first tab, and then when you hold down shift you have another 3 slots. So let's say that you don't want to waste one of your slots by putting in a weapon action. What you can actually do is you can press escape, go to systems, and again go to control settings. Yes, a lot of them are in control settings, and go to keyboard settings over here and find weapon action. As you can see here, weapon action is right here, and by default it won't have a binding. I changed it to F because the F key is right next to my D key and it's really easy to click. And so I changed my weapon action to F. So for example, now let's change my mouse 4 into a different ability. Let's change it to Caliber Streak because I like to use this a lot. And now you can see if I press mouse 4, I'm going to be casting this ability instead. However, I can still weapon action. You see, I can still block by simply pressing the F key. So now when I'm fighting, I'm just like minding my own business. Oh, a boss is about to hit me. Block! I can immediately weapon action by just holding down the F key or pressing whatever key you bound it to, which frees up a spot in your weapon palette so that you can put more photon arts or more techniques there, and it makes your life a lot easier. The next tip is opening your map. A lot of people, when they open their map, you press escape, you go to world, blah blah blah. That's too much work. I'm lazy. You simply press F10. You press F10, boom, map is open. You could also hold down escape, that also does it, but holding down escape is too troublesome because I have to wait for it. Instead, I press F10, bam, easy peasy lemon squeezy. However, if you're a Genshin addict like me, you're used to pressing M to open the map. So how do we change the binding? Again, we're going to go to systems, we're going to go to control settings, we're going to go to keybind settings, and then in standard over here, we're going to scroll down a little bit, and down here there is world map. We simply press the tab and we press M. Boom. Now, when you press your M key, it will open up the map. The next step is very helpful when you're finding red boxes. So what you want to hover is over the name of whatever area, for example, the laboratory over here. And then you're going to press tab on your keyboard. This thing is going to pop up, is going to be Ryukyu device and collectible. You're going to click on collectible and it tells you what you're missing. So it says over here, item container, red. 7 out of 8. So now I know, hey, I'm missing a red container somewhere in the laboratories. And you can do this for every single region. You can see again, collectible, boom, I'm missing 3 containers in the Resil Forest. And that way you can see where you're missing your red boxes so that you know where to look for them instead of just wandering around the entire map aimlessly. The next tip is to show everyone's HP bar. Press F9 to open up the quick menu and go to toggle character overhead display. When you click on this, you have a bunch of options. I personally use the alliance/character name. The reason I do this is because I want to see my alliance members in the open world so that I can run up to them and go hi. What I recommend, especially if you're playing a class that can heal, let's say you're a Techer or a Force main class, then you can change it to character name/HP and PP bar. Once you change it, you will see that now under my name, there is a green bar and a blue bar. So now you can see everyone's PP as well as everyone's HP. I said PP, LOL. But this is very helpful because when you're running around in an urgent quest and your team is dying left and right, playing a supportive class, you can see who's dying, who's not dying, and you can allocate your skills accordingly in order to help the team. The next tip is enabling over-the-shoulder view. Let's say that I'm using a rifle right here, right? My super duper sniper rifle, but I don't want to shoot like this, right? I don't know what the hell I'm aiming at. Instead, you press Z on your keyboard and boom, now you are playing third-person shooter. Now you can actually aim at what you're shooting at. And this is really nice, especially if you're playing a ranger and you have the blight rounds and you're trying to aim at certain spots. So for the Zoan, this is very useful. And in order to get out of this view, you simply press Z again. The next tip is you're able to access your storage anywhere. when you have your storage open over here, let's say I want to take out something, I can go to all storage over here and I can see what items there are here. For example, if I want to take out this Rappy Suit Mini Purple, I can go and retrieve it and it will go into my inventory. And I have access to all of my different storages over here, which is very, very useful. I even have a dev team storage. Haha, I must be a developer. Kex D Lamau. I'm not actually a developer. Everyone has access to this, by the way. But either way, you have access to all of your storages and you can take out items, you can put in items. Life is super easy. You don't need to go back to town to do anything. It's really, really nice. Now, the next tip I have for everyone is when your inventory is full, you know, you're running around, you're killing stuff in PSE bursts and you don't realize that your inventory is full. Well, all of those extra items will go into the drop storage. Drop storage has 150 inventory space. So only when your inventory as well as drop storage is full will the game start auto selling whatever items you pick up. So don't worry too much about it. Basically, you're just gonna play and just pay a little bit of attention to your inventory. Once you realize that it's full, I usually check my inventory once every 15 to 30 minutes. And then I realize it's full and then I convert stuff to cash or I put stuff into storage. And once I've cleared my normal inventory, then I go to drop storage over here and then I retrieve the items or I convert the items into cash directly in the drop storage. You can also do that. Okay. The next tip I have for everyone is to find your friends as well as your alliance members. You can access a Ryuker device and go to room transfer. When this comes up over here, you can search rooms with alliance members only. When you turn that on, it will show all the rooms where your alliance members are playing on. So I can see over here, oh, Mount Magnus rank 2. I can see Alka is farming over here because it's got the little handshake symbol showing that that is an alliance member. And over here, I can see Atlas is currently farming at West Alio. And so you can just see where your alliance members are and just join them straight off the bat instead of asking them on Discord, asking them in alliance chat, blah, blah, blah. You can just find them automatically, join them and be like, boom, hello, I'm here, let's go kill some stuff. You can also do this with friends, so boom, I turn that on and bam, all of my friends are in these specific rooms and I'll be able to find my friends and just join them right off the bat. The next tip I have for you guys is when you're attacking an enemy, you can press Q to lock onto that enemy. However, if you don't want to lock onto that enemy anymore, you can press tab. Tab will change targets. So let's say I don't want to target this guy anymore, you know, I can target the little flying guy. I want to target this flying guy over here, or maybe I want to target this guy over here. You simply press tab to change targets. It's super duper easy, so you can keep firing your abilities and you can keep changing targets super easily, super fluidly, and you don't need to go into your Z view to cancel out to press Q again, blah blah blah. Life is much easier. And now if you want to unlock on, let's say, oh, I don't want to lock onto this guy because he's so far away, you can just press Q again and boom, you're back into regular view. The next tip I have for you is please feed your regional mag. If you fill up the personal one up to level 3, you will gain 20% rare drop rate, which is going to help you a ton in getting 4-star rarity weapons, as well as those special weapons and units with the Fixa stats, which are very sought out because that's basically how you min-max, which is really nice. So please don't forget to feed your region mag. So over here, I'm gonna feed him a ton. And voila, you can see that I have fed it to level 3, which is the maximum, and I check it right here. Boom, I've got 2 hours of rare drop rate plus 20%. So now would be the time to grind my butt off for the next 2 hours to maximize this rare drop rate. Now the next tip I have for you is coming to the food stand. The food stand requires you to have premium in order to take advantage of the rare drop rate, the Meseta boost, as well as the EXP boost. But even if you're not premium, it's still worth it because potency plus 8% is basically an 8% damage boost. And if you come over here with my super special recipe, you can see you can get a ton of buffs by mixing a ton of different type of foods. Like with bananas and lobsters, it's weird combination, but look at the buffs. 8% damage increase, 7% damage reduction, 8% more HP, plus 12 PP, HP recovery plus 20%, PP consumption minus 5.5%. Just mixing and matching random foods over here will gain you a ton of stats, and this will help you a lot in your progression. Maybe you're blasting through the story, maybe you want to farm more efficiently, maybe there's an urgent quest coming up that you're not comfortable with. Having all of these food buffs will help you a ton. However, on top of all of these buffs, if you are premium, you can see over here that you will also gain 10% more Meseta gain, 10% more EXP gain, 10% more rare drop, which is also really nice. However, you don't need to mix all of these expensive foods in order to get that extra 10%. You literally just put 10 of any type of food and you'll gain that 10% boost from being premium. And last but not least, if you've been grinding a lot, you may have a ton of these Silver Primm Swords. In order to cut down on the inventory space that they take, what you can do is you can enhance them into plus 20. So you can see over here that I have a Silver Primm Sword plus 20, and when I feed this into a 4-star rarity weapon, it will give a ton of experience and will also save me N grinders, which is really nice. So if you are swimming in a bazillion of these Silver Primm Swords, just make them all plus 20. And that way you can cut down on the inventory space that they take. However, do not, I repeat, do not do it with the gold Primm Swords. It is not worth the cost. In order to enhance the gold Primm Swords, it costs way too much because it is a 3-star rarity weapon compared to the Silver Primm Swords, which are a 2-star rarity weapon, alright? Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!